All right, welcome everybody to an all-new episode of Figure It Out. We're getting in this episode before the Thanksgiving, I was gonna say break, but it's not really a break, but Thanksgiving is 2 days away.
We still have that like school mindset of like Thanksgiving break. We're off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
it's
so
a break
crazy.
for me. I'm off. I get 2 days off.
Oh, you get 2 days off?
Yeah, and I have a day tomorrow.
I was saying to my aunt, after I graduated, I kind of equated life to what school was. So like I only knew of certain holidays because I knew it means I didn't have to go to school. But now that I'm not in school, I don't know what all these holidays are. Like I see kids walking. I'm like, why are you not in school? And it's like, oh, it's Rosh Hashanah. And I'm like, what is that? And then I have to think to myself, oh yeah, that did exist when I was in school. Okay, I get you.
They make up new shit now too. Like, oh, it's Bora Bora Day. Like,
right. It's hey, we just don't want to come to school today. And it's like, okay, I respect that.
I think they got one of those too. I'm pretty sure it's called Senior Skip Day.
Bro, I swear. I did Senior Skip Day each year of high school before becoming an actual senior. I always said, if my cousin's not going, I'm not going. So, fuck it, I'll be home.
That's fair.
I always thought so. I mean, my grades were never good, but who cares? Anyway. All right, so yes, welcome to another episode of Figure It Out, the show where we mix our love of figures with everything else. Join with me as always. First up is Pete. What's up, Pete?
What's up, everybody? Good to be here. Salud.
There will just never be a better cup than that. There just won't be.
Thank you. I'm so happy with it.
They're just
one of the best things I picked up at Comic-Con this year.
I'm telling you, every time you pick it up, I'm like, there's a dragon somewhere, a mountain of treasure that Pete is just, he's just hoarding off. He's like, my dragon, my treasure. And as always, Joel. What's up, Joel?
What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Good. I actually want to see if someone has that Knicks hat, that same kind of hat, but just with Batman instead of Spider-Man.
Colors don't match.
It's okay. Batman makes it work. It doesn't matter. Batman's like, I'll blend into the back, to the black on the background of the hat. Don't even worry about it. But all right, I want us to start off with Toy Corner. Pete, you got a whole bunch of goodies, man.
Yo, I went out to the island on Saturday, which is always a mistake. So I went to my boy Andrew's house to pick up a couple of G.I. Joes that he got for me. So I think I told you guys back when, Hasbro was doing the sales and all of the new Joes was dropping. Mm-hmm. I was not aware that I was a premium member at the time.
I do.
Yeah, so that must have been a drunk purchase at some point because when I went to order some stuff, I realized, oh, shit, I am. But prior to that, like maybe for an hour before that, my boy Andrew was picking up some stuff for me. So I went out to the island to pick up two things that had arrived that he had picked up. And I said, I'm never out in Long Island. We ain't got good stores in Brooklyn. So I said, let me go to Target. Let me go to Walmart. Yo, Walmart is like a city. Like that. You could get lost in there. Like people could live in there. You wouldn't even know it. But
somebody probably does. Someone right now is probably telling you, shut up, Pete. I've been here for 10 years.
Yo, it's huge. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to capitalize on the opportunity because my Target sucks. Let me see what's going on in Long Island. So I went to 3 different Targets and a Walmart. And oh boy, I got some stuff. Now, some of this I'm going to be flipping over for, the holidays. And some of it is for my own grubby mitts. For example...
And correct me if I'm not mistaken, Andrew is the one that is responsible for me having my Mandalorian, right?
I believe you mean this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I happened to pick up one from him as well. I decided, I said, you know what? Let me grab one. I was like, so that's actually for me. That is
such a good find, and that's not easy to find literally anywhere.
That's why I said, you know what? I don't have one. I kind of want to have at least, it's the nice one with like the new Beskar armor and everything. I said, yeah, let me get myself one.
I am disappointed though that they didn't have the spear in that set. That was
maybe another one.
Yeah,
maybe another. Or you know what? There might be like some customizers out there with like you can just get like a spear. I don't know, from like a Craven toy or something.
Yeah, that is true.
Fix that shit up.
Yeah.
Picked up the only one in stock, the Hydra Stomper. Just had to grab that one. I'm undecided on this one if this is gonna get flipped or not, but I mean it's such a damn cool figure.
Please, you gotta keep that only because A, we know that does not exist in the comic books, and B, the likelihood of them going back to that character might be slim to none. I think it's possible because of the way that What If ended, but if that's not a character that becomes popularized, it'll be that one niche of like, you remember the Hydra Stomper? It's like, Hydra Stomper, what the hell is that?
That Iron Man looking thing?
Yeah, and then you bring it out and someone's like, oh yeah, I do remember that from What If.
I snagged this because I heard it was going to be a popular item. This is one of the new He-Man figures, like the He-Man Kitty show. I haven't watched it myself, but this is a pretty cool little like a snake attack fortress. Looks kind of like a slime pit type of thing. So I'm gonna see what I can do to.
I do want to say that I think he's overcompensating that He-Man for that sword being that large.
Yeah.
He's covering for something for sure.
The new He-Man just dropped today. That's the second half of the series, and I haven't watched it yet.
I told Joe this morning I could only do one episode, and that one episode made me cry. And I just had to stop.
Shit.
Yeah, I had to stop. So I haven't gone. And Joel knows by now I would have already been through it. I haven't gone back yet. I need time. I need to space it out.
I would have watched it today, and I completely it slipped my mind that like, oh shit, He-Man's out today.
Yeah. You know how good that show is? I don't like He-Man, and I love that.
You know, it's funny, Pete. Me and Joel used to go back and forth about this. He wasn't the biggest He-Man fan, right? And I, for some strange reason, I don't know why. I think it's because I saw too many similarities in it. I despise Thundercats. So we would always go back and forth about Thundercats and He-Man.
Despise is a strong word, Joel.
I really did, because I honestly thought it was
Mr. Absolute, I tell you.
I thought it was just He-Man with cats. I thought it was literally the same premise. So I hated it because I'm like, all right, there's no more He-Man cartoons. There's like a huge gap of He-Man cartoons when I was growing up, but there was nothing but Thundercats. So I just was so angry because I'm like, it's just He-Man with cats, you know?
Nothing like He-Man, but yeah. Aside from there being a sword.
That's really what, and then holding the sword and then the whole chant thing. And I'm like, that's you're stealing He-Man's whole thing. But no, I do want to say I have smartened up, and I do have an appreciation for Thundercats. I still don't think it's better than He-Man.
I couldn't get past the hair, the bob. It looked like a bitch. I couldn't get past it.
That was a very Prince Valiant haircut. I will definitely say that.
I will say though, the way Joel talks, he had a whole phase where porn stashes and bobs were just
no. It wasn't bobs. It was porn stashes and blonde hair. Period. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get into them. It was hard for me to get into Thor. It was hard for me to get into Tony Stark. I was like, I just can't. The way they look, I couldn't get into it.
Oh man, I need Marvel to create a new hero that looks just like that has blonde hair with
mustache.
I'm just trying to imagine like Joel in college or something like that, or at a job, and like some guy comes over like, "Hey man, what's your name? You new here?" Like, "Nah, fuck you." I guess because he's got blonde hair. Like, I'm not even talking to him.
Like, you have blonde hair. That's the devil.
Get out of the question.
No, blonde, no. I didn't like the way they do them back then.
But yeah, so I do want to make it clear. I do have a very high appreciation for the Thundercats, mainly because of Snarf, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I do appreciate the Thundercats.
I know, it's so weird.
I love Snarf. I'm sorry. I do.
Where's JD, man? How are you going to leave me when you make statements like that?
I like to make them when JD's not here. I don't need
clearly
criticism. Some criticism is okay. But no, so I do want to apologize to Joe. I never have, because I used to always just enjoy us doing the back and forth. But I do have an appreciation for it, for sure.
So I know you got nothing against Transformers. I picked up these little mini guys right here. So Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and a Starscream running around in there. Kind of wish it was Megatron, but that's okay. Scored a gift from my cousin. She's really into Chucky, so got a little, one of these Toon Terrors. I don't know if you guys have seen these. They're like almost like a Batman animated series style of the horror characters and whatnot.
Can I just say really quickly, Pete, now that you mention that, Joel, so you know the multiverses game we were talking about, right? The Warner Brothers. Well, it's not from Warner Brothers, but it's their IP. Yeah. Bro, somebody needs to create a horror game that's like a versus with
that would be awesome. Like Pete had that thing where all the whole
yeah.
Problem with that is they belong to different companies. It's hard to.
It is hard to reel that in. But if someone can make it work, I would love it to kind of play the way Multiversus plays. Because to have a team of Chucky and Tiffany and Freddy and Jason, like having weird teams like that, I would actually really love that. So seeing that, Pete, made me just go like, yeah, we really do need that.
Something, man, like anything of the sort.
Yeah, and please do check out the Chucky series if you have not.
I haven't yet. I haven't. Yeah. I've heard good things.
It's really good. Yeah.
I'll say this: the fact that USA airs it and allows them to use the F word is reason enough to check out.
That's fucking cool.
I saw that and I was just like, no way he just said that. There's just no way.
USA After Dark.
Got a couple more things here. So Netflix and Super 7 apparently have a little joint thing going. So I got this little mini statue kind of figure of Yasuke from the Netflix series, and I did not watch the series, but I have seen numerous documentaries on this man, and this is a true story. This is about an African guy who washes up on the shores of Japan and becomes a samurai. That's fucking dope. And I mean, like, imagine you in feudal Japan and this black guy washes up on shore. We're like, what the hell is that?
Right, exactly.
They ain't got none of those over there.
We've never seen this before. I don't know. What is this? Is he sick?
And he's like, he's probably like 6'7". They all but like 5'5".
Right.
Like, we're gonna make him a super samurai. Shit, the Shogun won't know what hit him.
I will say
Chadwick Boseman used to play him.
Yeah.
Someone who did watch the series. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed it.
A lot of people. I was not one of those people. I really liked it.
A lot of people don't like nothing. People stupid and crazy.
That's true. That's very true.
That is very true. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. So
I picked up a couple of other little Netflix things. I don't know really what they are. Something called Eden. I'm gonna just throw those like right on eBay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Nope, but apparently they sell for enough. The last one finally picked this little fucker up in the wild. So happy to have him. And last but not least, I cannot wait to open this bad boy up. I picked up the Target exclusive Rodimus Prime.
During the Kingdom one. Nice.
Are you doing an unboxing?
I will be doing an unboxing as soon as I get my house back into order. My house is in an uproar at the moment because we've been doing, we had the hallway painted and then we're getting the floor redone. So everything that was in the hallway is now in my house, in my mother's house downstairs, and in the basement. So stuff's all over the place right now. And the dust. Holy shit, man, the dust. I didn't consider it. I should have. If you ever get anything done in your house, just tape everything off with plastic bags, for the love of God.
Yeah.
I did not, so I have a hell of a cleaning job up ahead.
Jeez.
But
goodness.
I actually just spent today, because I'm like, all right, I'm not getting anything done. I'm not cleaning nothing yet, but I said, let me plan stuff out. And I'm happy to report that I have replanned my entire living room display with these things. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with Maju cases. These big, like, stackable display cases for sideshow pieces, like statues and the hot toys and stuff. They're having a great Black Friday sale. I'm not getting paid to tell anybody this, but they're having a big sale right now. They're not cheap, but damn it. I did such an exorbitant amount of research that for the price of do-it-yourself shit and the time it takes you to not only try to do it yourself, but to fuck up 3 times and then finally get it right, might as well just buy one of these bad boys for like, I don't know, $180 or whatever it is, and just get it over with. And like I said, they're stackable. Like I'm about to build a whole home entertainment center out of fucking Maju cases. See you in 6 months when these things finally arrive, and I get this thing done, and then we can circle back. Yeah, they're mad delayed on the orders and everything. Like legit, it's gonna take about 6 months for this shit to get here. So we will circle back to this, and
in a couple months.
That's pretty much. And that's what I've been up to for the last week or 2 weeks since we've seen each other.
Good, great.
It has been a while.
It has been a while. I do want that video when you finally do the unboxing. By the way,
Definitely gonna happen. I got a slew of Transformers shit to open up between Rodimus Prime down there. I got my MP52 Starscream, my Power Baser, the Power Master Optimus Prime. Mm-hmm. I got my Jetfire that I picked up at Comic-Con that I completed the thing from eBay. I need 2 little itty bitty pieces. So I want to do that, and I want to put that thing together because it's a really nice looking figure, and it's very white. It's not like yellow. There's a couple of parts that are yellowed, but whatever. I don't care. It still looks great. So yeah, there's a lot of unboxings that are going to be happening. I want to get a top 5 or so in before the end of the year. Busy times, but fun. At least keeps your head moving.
Word.
Yeah, I got some stuff from Macy's coming in, so I'll probably be able to do it next week or the week after. The J. Jonah Jameson to complete that Spider-Man No Way Home set.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that vampire that they have part of that set, I wonder if that's strategic. I wonder if that's a character we could see not in Spider-Man, but in the MCU at some point, or Morbius maybe. Morslin, I think is his name, or Morklin or something like that. Moreland.
He's one of the inheritors. Now, he was the villain of like the original Spider-Verse. He was the first guy, right, traveling back, like through the dimensions and shit, hunting spiders.
Spider-Man. Right.
So I wonder why they decided to. I mean, it could just be one of those, hey, he was in this whole interdimensional Spider-Verse thing. That's kind of what No Way Home is. Let's just throw him in there. But I wonder if it's more strategic than that.
You think he's actually going to make an appearance? That would be
not in that movie, but somewhere down the line in something. Whether it's maybe something with Miles down the line or something like that.
The animated one.
Yeah, Spider-Verse 2 is supposed to be out. What is it? Is it 22 or 23?
Next Christmas.
Okay. Next October, actually.
Oh, next October. Okay, I'm sorry. But to me, and again, like I said, it could have just been thrown in there because look, the Build-A-Figure is Armadillo. So
which is really weird.
Right. So it's very possible that it means absolutely nothing.
I think Armadillo was in the MODOK show.
Right, exactly. But I mean, I'm always just curious when they do these toy lines. Like, they very easily could have just done the different Spider-Man suits, Miles Morales, J. Jonah Jameson, and Doctor Strange. Right. And that's your Build-A-Figure. But to add, Joel, what was the character in Venom 2 that Carnage fell in love with? Shriek, yes. Shriek was in this set. What was the name again, Pete? We just said of the Moreland. And then it's the two different Spider-Man suits, Miles Morales, J. Jonah Jameson, and Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious, adding in those 2 other characters that just don't belong in the rest of this set. Why?
They always do that, though.
Those Spidey suits, that's the black and gold one.
It's the black and gold one. It's and shout out to Joel, because without Joel, I wouldn't have known this. Not the suit that you see in the trailer in the beginning, the Iron Spider suit.
Right.
Is more definitive suit of that. It's of that design, but not the same suit.
It's called the integrated suit. It's basically, from my theory is that it takes pieces of the Iron Spider and puts it on his regular suit. Because if you look at it, it's the same suit with the spider over it.
Right.
It's his regular suit with the gold plating.
Actually, here. I have it right here.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why it's called integrated. So I think it integrates the Iron Spider in some capacity.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it's got like the gold front, but it's still like pretty much his regular suit.
Right. Like if you look at the costume in the trailer, you can see it's just his regular suit with the stuff on top. Because you remember how exactly. Mm-hmm. So you remember like when Doc Ock is sucking some of his out of the iron, like whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all pieced out. I think that's what happens. He fucks up the suit, and so you only can save some of it.
Got you.
What wave of those other Spidey suits coming? I think they come like early next year. There's the black costume. There's the Steel Spider costume for like the 90s Prism covers.
January.
Mark 1.
The suit that you just held up of that Spider-Man figure, the black, the symbiote suit. That's January. That comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, that one comes in 6-inch in January.
Yeah, those look really cool.
I can't wait for those, man. And I keep looking every day at that Falcon and Captain America. Well, I'm sorry, Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson Captain Americas. Mm-hmm. And it just looks so good together, bro. It looks so good together. I one day do want to see those two side by side in live action.
In their Captain America costumes?
I think it'll happen.
I don't really need Steve to be in it. I think it's maybe somewhat redundant, but it might be one of those nostalgic things. So I'm not against it. But just seeing Steve see Sam in his full glory as Captain America is just what I want to see.
You want that interaction. You want that scene.
Yes. Just like when Riri has time to fully become Ironheart. I do want to see if they bring Stark back just for a movie, like a big movie. I do want to see him look and just go like, wow, fuck. Like, you're doing really good at this. Like, this is awesome, you know? Like not bringing him back full time, just, you know, like let's say it's we get to Galactus or some shit like that, you know, and
you're gonna wish him back or something. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Shit,
I think they could totally get away with having Tony be the AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun if they do that too, especially with Robert Downey Jr. going, wait, I don't even have to get in shit. I can sit in the booth.
Exactly. And make a few $million.
Yeah.
I don't have to see his face.
Yeah. He's like, wait a minute, $600 million to sit in the booth. I'll do it. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. I do want to curse out Hasbro really quickly. Hasbro gave Walgreens a exclusive for one of their Power Rangers Lightning collections. And here's the thing, Hasbro. It's sold out on Hasbro's website. Here's the kicker. When you go to Walgreens, Walgreens acts as if they have never heard of this figure. And it's irking my soul because it's not even one of those things where it's like, oh, it's just not out yet. Walgreens has no trace of it. They don't even know what I'm talking about when I ask them. So I'm like, Hasbro, where am I supposed to get this? No one else has it. Hasbro has it. That's it.
Is it out yet, or is it still on like pre-order?
It's out. Mm-hmm. It's out, and people are doing, doing
the eBay thing.
No, well, yes, but they're also doing the unboxings.
Gotcha.
So it's out. It's out there. But Walgreens is just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, it says it's a year exclusive. What do you mean? I don't know. So I hate you, Walgreens, and Hasbro suck it. All right. Let's move on. Joel, I did want to bring up, we did get a DC Super Pets trailer today. League of Super Pets. A few interesting things from this trailer. John Krasinski being the voice of Superman is awesome. It feels right. It really does. The more I hear him as Superman, the more I'm just like, I understand why Feige brought him in. To audition for Captain America.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he fits it. Joel was just like, I don't know where you're going here. Superman. But so I wanted to ask you this, Joel, before you go into your thoughts on the actual trailer. It looks like they took different eras of these heroes. Like Batman's suit is a definitive era. That Superman suit looks like the suit that Brandon Routh wore in the crossover.
No, it looks like the suit that Tyler Hoechlin wore in the first episode, where they showed it's the Fleischer Superman costume.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I thought
it was the black and the yellow trim.
Okay, I thought it was Brandon Rouse.
That's Kingdom Come you're thinking of.
No, that's what I thought.
They
That's what
both
I thought
have the black. That's why it's red and black.
Okay.
That's probably why. Yeah.
What was the Batman suit from? Because I've seen that suit before, and that's not.
It's weird looking. They all look kind of weird, honestly. They're all pretty unique looking. The Batman one kind of looked like the Justice League animated series one a little bit with the really long ears. But the logo was somewhat new. Maybe it kind of is a throwback to the old school one with the purple gloves. I didn't really look at his gloves, so I can't tell if it's the same. Wonder Woman has a kind of weird looking costume, like fucking Cyborg has an afro. It looks like they used Jessica Cruz Green Lantern.
Bro, I swear, as soon as I saw that, I said, the world just, I swear to God, it just hates us when it comes to Cyborg. They just will not stop putting him where he does not belong. They just won't stop. I don't know what me and Joel have to do. Maybe we have to start a petition to get Blue Beetle in that position so Cyborg can go back where he belongs. Because
maybe after the movie it'll switch.
Hopefully, man. Goodness gracious. They will shove Cyborg down our throats so people just adore him to death. And it's like, bro, we get it. He's a cool character.
Yes.
But just put him where he belongs. Like, goodness gracious. But anyway, Joel, what were your thoughts on this trailer for, you said the League of Super Pets, right?
Yes, DC's League of Super Pets.
What were your thoughts?
After watching the trailer, now it makes sense. What the comments from the other day make even more sense, because the writer of the story says he got the idea from when he was working at a kennel or whatever the fuck, where they animal control type people, and there was a whole bunch of just random like pets that have no owners, and he's like, one day he was looking at them, he's like, imagine if these things had like powers, like superpowers, and I guess that's what he's doing, but he's taking it with recognizable pets from the comic books, aside from like the pig, who's a new character. But everyone else are known for the most part, like Merton and Ace and Chip. You know, those characters are characters from the comic books that are pets of certain superheroes. So, so they're using certain ones, and looks like they get their powers randomly, and they're not the pets of the superheroes, at least not yet. You know, they're just, that's what it seems like they're doing, which is different. Everyone expected them to be superheroes versions of those, but no, it seems like they're just random kennel animals that get powers and help, and Crypto helps them out, and they work together with them having powers to stop whatever the fuck is going on, because we don't really know what's going on. But yeah, the trailer was cool, but obviously it caught me off guard because they obviously doing something different than what I expected. Right. But I'm willing to let it play out and see what happens.
It's a kids movie, so I'm not putting that much emotion into it. It just confused the hell out of me. Absolutely. When you started off with Crypto being Superman's dog,
right?
Nobody else is their respective pet. It's just that's a really, and then Ace has powers. Like, a lot about it was just like, I see that you're just really trying to entertain kids, which no problem. No,
what I'm thinking is they help save the world, and then they get adopted by the Justice League.
Right.
Now, do they keep their powers? That's another question.
Right. I mean, the pig having powers of Giganta was weird. Because then I'm like, well, if you become Wonder Woman's pet, like, that has to be the weirdest thing. Right. Wonder Woman's just like,
yeah. Now it makes more sense, because I'm like, why would they give Wonder Woman a fucking potbelly pig? That's kind of mean.
The only female on the team is just like, you ain't get a pig. The turtle I loved. I feel like that's gonna be my favorite character out of this cast.
The only one that has power similar to their.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's why I think he's gonna be my favorite, because it's like, all right, you make the most sense outside of Crypto. Like, you make all the sense in the world. Right. But everybody else, it was different. It was just different, and I text Joel immediately and was just like, I am so confused.
I wasn't confused because I told you what I read, but
right,
I was caught off guard. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, all right. Now it makes way more sense what the writer was talking about.
Right, and look, it looks hilarious. And by the way, whoever created bidets, they 100% feel the need to put PSAs in anything possible, because apparently people still in 2021 do not understand what bidets are supposed to do. They clean your ass, people. That's what bidets do. That's what they do. It's not a water fountain. It's not where you wash your hands.
Yeah.
It's where grown adults spread cheeks and clean their asses out. So when you go to put your face close, just know that that's what it's used for. But
if you've never used one, don't knock it.
No, absolutely don't knock it. Absolutely don't knock it. But know what it is, because they feel the need to tell people any chance they get. We are not a water fountain. We are what cleans your booty holes. But it looks hilarious. It looks hilarious. Also, what caught us off guard, and Pete, I'm going to go to you, was their decision, and it's not like one of those weird decisions at all, because they've done it before. But the type of dog they decided to go with for Ace.
Yeah, it looks like it kind of looks like a boxer a little bit. Right. I'm not really sure. Mm-hmm. But they went in a different direction than usual, yes.
Right. But I do appreciate it, Joel, because if you look at his ears, they made sure to make those some bitches pointy as hell.
He has a blue scarf, that he walks around in. He has them looks like bulldog cheeks a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's why he kind of looks like a boxer to me.
Right.
But I mean, it could. I mean, he doesn't look big enough to be a great name.
No.
So I don't know.
I am really interested. What I'm looking forward to with this movie the most, Joel, is when we get to I assume the final act of the movie, and seeing them wear the mask. That's what I'm really.
I want to see. That's what I want. I want to see Ace wear the costume.
Right.
I don't know if he will though. I'm at this point, like maybe it won't until the end. I'm like, oh man.
You know what? I'll take that over them not doing it in the movie at all. If it's like they saved the day and now they're with their respective heroes, and next to them they're all suited up. I'll take that. I'll take that over just not having it in the movie whatsoever. Yeah, it's kind of the same way I felt about, like, I always said the MCU wasn't going to do the Spider-Man reveal like they did in Civil War. So having that scene at the end of the first, at the end of Homecoming, where Stark's like, all right, let me reveal you to the people. And Peter's like, no, thank you. I appreciated that, because it was at least saying, like, look, we're not going to do it, but we do like the concept of it. So here you go. So I'll take that. I'll take alley-oops all day. I'll take it. But Pete, have you checked out the trailer?
Just now, as a matter of fact. I had it on kind of small in the background while you guys were talking about it. This looks fantastic. This I would have to like just grab like my niece and nephew and like, let's go to the movies. Why? We're gonna go see the Super Life of Pets or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, we don't want to see that. They're like, Uncle Pete does, so we're going.
That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm taking my daughter. We're going to the movies.
I'm picturing Pete walking to the theater, say 3 tickets for Secret Life of Pets, please. So that's not a movie. That's not. It's like, what's the one with the super pets? And it's like, League of Super Pets. It's like, okay, well,
that one.
You know what I meant. Just give me the tickets. God damn it. But no,
it looks fantastic.
It does look like a good family time for sure. 100%.
Yes.
I mean, and The Rock and Kevin Hart are always just like the perfect comedic team up. So yeah. Keanu Reeves is in this too. Like, come on, this is gonna be fantastic.
We don't know what's who yet, though.
That's interesting. That's
Mark
really.
Maron is in it as Lex Luthor.
Yes, his Lex Luthor looks awesome. So much about this looks awesome, and the story is great. Something happens, heroes are out of commission, the pets step up, and the pets save the day. Complete horseshit, but I love it. I love that Superman gets hit with kryptonite and Krypto's just like, I guess I got to do it, just no one else. I'll do it. So I love it. And I honestly can't wait. I originally was not looking forward to this. Joel was always on board. I was really never looking forward to this. I only ever really appreciated Krypto from the animated series years and years and years ago. And my love for Ace just being Batman's dog. But seeing this trailer, I'm full steam.
That's always what I wanted to name my dog, was Ace. So I've always been a fan of the Bat Hound.
Love it. All right, let's move on. We got a small little teaser from Showtime. I thought this day would never come, but Showtime gave us a little teaser of their Halo series, where Master Chief is suiting up. Seeing Master Chief suit up was nerve-wracking. But Pete, I can safely say Snake Eyes prepared me for this show. And I want to thank Snake Eyes, because Snake Eyes literally put me through the ringer, so much so I'm just starting to just become tone deaf. Now I'll reiterate what I said when it dropped. I do not have any interest in supporting this if you are giving me any storyline that has Master Chief not wearing his helmet. And that's just because, like I said, I feel very strongly when they created the game, he had a reason for it, right? Like, this wasn't like the Mandalorian just weirdly taking an oath to not show his face. Like, Mandalorians in comic book lore were never that. That was just something, what's his name?
That specific clan, whatever they are, you know.
Right, but that was more so, what's the director? Jon Favreau. That was more so him and Filoni deciding that for this story. That's not the Mandalorians. So that's why I wasn't upset when he started taking it off, because I'm like, well, that's not Mandalorian lore. They just made that for this specific clan, you know? So there was no need to get upset if he was taking it off. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll give you this, Showtime. You put a shit ton of money into this, and that suit looks great. I almost thought I was watching an official trailer for a new Halo game. Once they showed the actual suit, it looks great. I'll give you.
This is live action?
Yeah, it's live action. Pablo Schreiber is playing Master Chief.
Correct.
Is that like Lee's brother or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So again, I hope this does well, and I told you all this. I hope it does well for the mere fact of the world, I think, is predominantly PlayStation fans, right? So I think there's a large portion of people that probably have heard of Halo but never really played it. So if this can get a whole new world interested in playing Halo and getting to know the story and whatnot, I'm game for it. I hope it's very successful. But I personally can't do it. Joel, I'll go to you first. Are you excited for this Halo series?
I always get excited when popular IP becomes live action. Again, I'm one of those guys that likes to see, you know, my either games or comic books, cartoons come to life. Right. You know, even anime, you know, even as hard as that fucking really is most of the time. But I think it is possible with a lot of them, so I do like to see it come to life. I loved the idea of it. So yes, seeing the Halo, which I always thought was possible, come to life. I'm very excited to see it happen. Do I have as much passion for him taking? I don't care about if he takes his helmet out. I don't want him off a lot. You know, that'd be weird. But if he takes it off once for a certain reason, for a drink of water, cool. You know, I'm cool with that. But other than that, you know.
I love that. I could picture that being a scene where he just takes it fully off, drinks water, puts it back on. It's like, the fuck was that? I was thirsty. Bitch, we don't need to know that you drink water. We get it.
It gets hot in that motherfucker. I gotta imagine he gets thirsty. Gatorade.
No, but like I said, Snake Eyes has just softened me on the idea of it. But it's still just hard.
Snake Eyes is blatant disrespect, though. And even I, as a fan, not a fan of G.I. Joe, but of a Snake Eyes fan. Again, I didn't grow up with knowing about why or who would when and shit like that. But yeah, he's a cool looking character. I'm still upset that we didn't get Snake Eyes in his costume to the very end of the movie. At the very least, I want to see Snake Eyes look like Snake Eyes most of the movie. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because I'm with you. That, trust me, that upset me also. But that motherfucker talking at the end of that movie was numero uno for me. But Pete, you were saying before you have not played Halo.
No, I know nothing of it. I do know that we never see his face. My boy Cheeseburger Pete, that does the show, that does Pete's Basement with us, he is a uber Halo fan. So everything I know of the franchise and the game, I know from him. And I know he's really excited about this. And I did not get the chance to talk to him today about the trailer, so I didn't know it came out. But I have a question. What is the reason that he doesn't? Does he not take the helmet off, or does nobody's ever seen his face? He could take the helmet off like when nobody's around.
No, so it's not a Mandalorian thing where the oath is just no one can see your face. He just has a vow that he never takes it off. So like at no point of the game do you ever see his face, or
because
do
you never see him in downtime. I'm assuming.
Right.
No.
Okay.
No, but in the cinematics, also like when he's just talking to his AI or whatever, it's fully.
But it's working. I'm just saying we're not seeing him sleeping with his helmet on, just tank top and shorts.
Right.
That's what I'm imagining. Like he's in the shower and he's just in the helmet.
We don't see downtime. No, we don't see downtime. But it was an oath that he wouldn't take the helmet off.
Until like the war is over or some shit, or just like I really like this. Like
it just wasn't.
Brings out my pecs.
I like smelling my own.
Take it off. But like I said, if you're not aware of the story or anything like that, I desperately want people to go out and support it because I want it to do well. Like we just got Amazon just announced that they're giving us a Mass Effect live action series. So I mean it's starting to snowball. I know somewhere Dave Bautista is just like, give me Gears of War. But it'll come at some point, don't worry. If Halo can work, Gears of War is a billion.
Honestly, if this is a like a new age of video game movies, because not for nothing Resident Evil looks dope. Like I cannot wait to see this movie. And having never played Halo, I'm still intrigued by it. I'm still going to see it. I have seen trailers for Mass Effect. I've never played it because I just don't play new video games. Right. And that's not a dig on new video games. I just suck at them. So I'm not
Same here.
Wasting my time. I just can't do it. But I would watch, like I find when I watch the commercials for Mass Effect, and this was like that outer spacey type of shit. And I don't know if it's aliens or monsters or just like a fucking the Borg or whatever the hell it is, but I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. I'll see that as well. Like anything nerd culture, I'm gonna do my best to absorb and check out because you never know what you might find interesting.
Right. I was just telling someone Amazon's Wheel of Time. I was saying how much I enjoyed it, and they were asking me like, is it Game of Thrones level? And I'm like, bro, nothing is Game.
Hey, we're back.
Oh, there we go. There you go, Pete.
Yeah, I realized I'm like, you guys ain't moving, and I'm still yip yapping.
No, I was saying the Wheel of Time show on Amazon is pretty good, and I was being asked, is it like Game of Thrones good? And I'm like, bro, nothing is Game of Thrones good. Why would you ask me that?
Stop setting yourself up for disappointment.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you?
And nothing better be Game of Thrones shitty either. Like,
that last
Game of Thrones ran the gamut of being the best show on television to the absolute worst thing like ever.
That's why.
Bad decision making.
I will say,
agreed.
For a show that maintained being one of the greatest shows ever written, they definitely got to the end and was just like, bro, all of our good ideas were past season. Like, the fuck do you guys want?
They just wanted that Star Wars money. They wanted to end this shit, wrap it up, lickety split. And how great was it that they got fucking fired? They got fired because Game of Thrones sucked. Like, that is poetic. That's what happens. Fuck you guys. I hope you never work in the town again.
No, remember they're developing something for Netflix. I just haven't heard any forward momentum on it. But they left Star Wars to do something for Netflix.
Netflix is just, well, no, they got fired from Star Wars. Disney was just like, fuck you guys. You just.
Well, I thought it was. I thought it was a difference of opinion. I thought they wanted to do something that Kathleen.
That was maybe what they said.
Star Wars rarely keeps people on it. Well, nowadays anyway.
But to be fair, everyone that's been fired from Star Wars, that has been the same story. That is just difference of opinions. Like,
really
you want to do this. Kathleen's like,
we just got rumors. Not recent. We recently just heard that they moved back. What's her name's movie?
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins movie, Rogue Squadron.
Yes, Rogue Squadron.
Because they're saying it's because of difference of opinion. They're not saying, they didn't say why, but we're hearing it's because they can't work out a good story. And I'm like, well,
Their opinion was they were good directors, and everybody else's opinion was no. So that's a difference of opinion. Boy, but Netflix is just a 2-bit fucking whore, aren't they? Just like, oh yes, come and smack us with it. We'll let you do whatever the fuck you want.
To be fair, though, and I shit on Netflix like the next guy, but they've been popping out some really good content lately.
I will not deny that. I'm in the midst of brand new cherry flavor right now, and this shit is sick. I don't know if you guys have caught this yet.
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's nuts. Brand new cherry flavor. I'm on episode 6. It's crazy. Some crazy ass shit. Yeah. Creepy as fuck.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, Netflix they've been pretty good. I still think they need something else, like that one more thing. Because I'm telling you, when Amazon drops his Lord of the Rings in 2057, they're gonna take themselves to a whole new level if it lives up to the money that they're spending.
Yeah, we hope.
Yeah. But I'm like, can you spend that much money and suck ass? Can you? How realistic is that? Is that realistic? I feel like that's
spend
hard.
That much money and suck ass. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, absolutely can.
Justice League, right? Okay.
Anyway, that's a whole other issue.
I did want to bring up because I thought you would find this funny. Ridley Scott says the reason why his last night that he worked on with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, the reason why that movie did not do well is because the world is filled with millennials who only enjoy things if their phones tell them to. And I thought that was funny because I thought that was Ridley Scott's really long way of saying, I put out a movie that no one gave a fuck about. And I think that's more apropos. It's a timepiece. And it's like, well, you got to kind of know your audience. And if your audience is anyone from 30 down, we don't give a fuck.
Don't talk shit.
I'm sorry, we don't care. We don't care about your period pieces. Like, it looked great when it comes out.
It looked okay. I like period pieces. It looked okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm going to check it when it comes out on digital. I wasn't gonna go to the theater for it. But
Green Knight looked better. If we're talking about period pieces.
You said what looked better?
Green Knight.
Oh, I haven't even seen this movie Ridley Scott just did, and I can tell you the Green Knight was better. I can already tell you the Green Knight was better. But that was more, like, it was a timepiece, you're absolutely right. But it was just such a visionary journey. It looked beautiful everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you went, it looked beautiful.
Yeah, I still want to see that.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, not yet.
I am so glad I don't just lead right into spoilers. Like, I thought you were saying that because you saw it. So
I'm saying because it looked good. I'm just comparing the two trailers. Like,
oh, got you. But look, Ridley Scott had an amazing cast. I'm sorry that you paid all that money for that huge cast and it didn't even come close. Their budget was $100 million. It's currently sitting at 20-something million dollars. Sorry.
Well, the internet didn't tell people to watch it.
Apparently not. Apparently we were on our phones and our phones didn't tell us. So, you know.
I didn't even know there was a movie out. So fuck.
He's just like, I completely missed all that. But do we think there's any validity to it, or do we think he's just trying to create a narrative that spins itself to where his movie isn't bad? It's just we suck as moviegoers. Pete, how do you feel about Ridley Scott saying that?
Didn't he just recently say some bullshit about like comic book movies and superheroes are trash? And
that was him,
like,
right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, like, he's doing Gladiator 2 and like, okay, superhero movies are garbage and nonsensical. And here you are doing a sequel to your almost superhero movie from 20 years ago because you're out of fucking ideas, bro.
Which, by the way,
don't talk shit.
Speaking of a movie that literally no one on planet Earth asked for a sequel to, we were all very content on how that movie ended. I don't think anyone left that movie like, there's some story to tell.
Gladiator is like my favorite non-superhero movie. I love that movie. Fucking every time it's on, I will sit my ass down and watch it. It is great. It ended perfectly, like you said, Juwaan. Nobody needed part 2. I still don't need part 2. So if you're gonna fucking ruin the legacy of this movie, you better fucking hit a home run.
Right. That story just has to be so goddamn compelling. Whoever
right now
has to be huge. That name has to be. You can't get a Sam Worthington type of actor and try to sell that movie. You got to swing for the fences with it.
Like, you can't tell me this motherfucker's still alive after all of that. Like, he got stabbed in like the lung and shit. Like,
so wait, so you're saying he can't say they put him in the cryo chamber? You saying they can't do that? No. They preserved him, okay, Pete? They preserved him. He's alive.
I will accept Russell Crowe's fucking Maximus ghost before I accept he's inexplicably still alive.
There's no way they could do him still alive. He's nowhere near in shape enough to be that.
That is true. Knowing Russell Crowe will get his ass in shape. We know that's not going to happen, but I saw Russell.
I hear he's actually got a fitness regimen where he's throwing cell phones and cordless phones at reporters and shit.
I fucking love Pete. Well, I know this is something you could care less about, right?
Ridley
Scott.
No, because look, why talk shit to the people that that obviously like superhero movies, right? I don't see how like shit talking their tastes is gonna help drive your movies.
Right.
So.
I also don't understand why interviewers keep asking people who have not directed a superhero movie about directing a superhero movie. Like, clearly there's a reason why he has not done a superhero movie in all of his years of directing. He's clearly just not interested. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, you asking him this often, his answer's only going to get meaner. You know what I'm saying? Stop asking him. Just don't bring it up again.
He's a grumpy old man. That's all.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. That's all it is. Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, hell, Martin Scorsese shitted on comic book movies and then produced Joker. So I'm like, okay, Martin, I guess I get it. I guess. Okay.
He was just being a spoil sport because nobody wanted to let him play in the sandbox until they said, all right, you can come and sit in the sandbox. He's like, ooh, me too.
And then he's like, all right, fine. Now you guys can play with my toys too. And it's like, fuck you. I don't want you, Martin.
You know what it reminds me of? I have, my friend told me over the weekend that I have an eidetic memory for stupid shit. Like, you want to know fucking physics class or even what I had for lunch yesterday, that information is gone. But you want like a Bugs Bunny quote from 1985, I've got you covered. And this is one of those stupid examples of this. Do you remember there's the monster cereals, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberry, which we don't really have on the East Coast and shit. They're fantastic. By the way, the new one that was released for the holidays, Monster Mash, delicious.
I forgot all about it and then never went out to get it. I'm so upset.
I do miss that cereal. I can't lie. I do miss that.
I loved Count Chocula more than any other cereal.
Count Chocula is my favorite one too. But there was one commercial. You remember they used to kind of go back and forth where like they kind of razz each other and throw jibes at each other. And there was one, it was a Count Chocula commercial, and Frankenberry comes out just like being an idiot, like, who wants my Frankenberry? And Count Chocula's like, they went that away, and he just scampers off like, nobody fucking wants your shit. Nobody wants your fake ass strawberry shit. Go away. And that's how I equate fucking Ridley Scott and Scorsese in the movie world. Like, who wants my mafia movies? Nobody. Go away.
I do have to say that is a problem. That is a problem in today's Hollywood. You have these directors that made these classics back in the day, right? And they only make those style of movies, right? So then you kind of go, well, we're in 2021. Forget superhero movies. Forget the fantasy aspect of where movies are now. It's just the idea of, Martin, you have to understand that worked in the 80s, in the 90s, in the mid 2000s. In 2021, you're very hard pressed to find a 16, 17, 18-year-old that cares anything about the fucking what was the mafia movie he dropped that came out on Netflix?
Irish.
Jimmy Hoffa. Like the 18-year-old doesn't give a fuck about Jimmy Hoffa. Who the fuck is that? You know,
right,
so
they don't even know who Jimmy Hoffa is.
Exactly. So I'm like, clearly, Martin, you made that movie for the Academy to get nominated, which is fine. But you can't be mad at us because we're telling you we don't give a fuck about that movie.
Like, the Academy is just one big fucking blowjob circle anyway.
That's
like
all
that's
it is.
Everybody just patting each other on the back while doing other shameless things.
That is literally all it is. All right, because I promise you guys I would not be holding you long. Let's do just a few more and then get out of here. Peyton Reed confirms principal photography for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania has wrapped. This film doesn't come out to July of 2023. So I assume Paul Rudd is just an extremely busy man. So Peyton was just like, you free now? Yes. Let's film this shit. And besides, it gives them so much time to do reshoots, to do course correction if movies have to change and whatnot. So I don't mind it. I just really hate movies that come out this far ahead. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, dope. All right, this comes out July next year. No, July the year after. And it's like, bitch, what?
Really cool, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was going to ask Joel, that was going to be my first question I was going to pass to Joel was, is there any possibility it could move up? But then as I'm saying it, I'm like, no, there's nowhere for it to go. Everything else is done. That's coming out for next year. So there's nowhere for it to go.
It could take Guardians' place if they really wanted it to.
Is Guardians supposed to come out next year?
No, following 2023.
Oh, you're just saying earlier in that year. Gotcha.
Yeah, in that same year. There's nothing, unless Black Panther moves, which is possible.
Very
because of delays. That it could possibly switch places with that, but it really depends on the storyline, you know?
Yeah, what's her name apparently is more hurt than they thought. I don't know how she got hurt.
I'm very curious. That's what I was about to say, Pete. I'm very curious what she was doing because I'm like, I have to imagine no one in that first movie did all their own stunts. So I'm like, what was the stunt that she did that was just like, bro, I fucked this completely up. Like, we should have called.
I knew she shouldn't have been the lead. No,
I knew Casper Cole should have been there. That's who sabotaged her. But no, I'm very excited for this movie. I just really hate hearing a movie is very close to being done and then is that far out. Because you're like, all right, when you hear a movie's done, you're like, all right, a few months we'll start to get like some Entertainment Weekly stuff like that, a trailer. And then you get to, like Joel just said, thank you, Joel, perfect example. You get to Fandom and you're like, well, Shazam's done, so they should at least have a trailer.
No.
It's like, well, what? You're done.
And
again, this is very unfair of me. I've said this numerous times. I just hold people to a higher standard because of what Matt Reeves did last year. The man had only been filming for a few weeks and gave us a 2-minute trailer of that movie. So I'm like, if you're completely done filming, we can't get 30 seconds?
Meanwhile, Black Adam has been in production for 25 years and we don't even have nothing. We got a fucking 30-second scene.
Yeah, we have a clip. Yeah.
I don't understand, but that could just be my selfishness. But Pete, how excited are you for this Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania?
I can't get too excited. That's over. If you told me that shit was in July, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's going to be awesome. I'm wondering, like, how much CGI they're going to be putting in this film that's going to take another whole year to finish up? Like,
That is possible. That is possible.
I mean, maybe.
I'm curious how practical, because Kang the Conqueror is a very practical character. But if you're introducing his chair, I do believe that's where a lot of the tech will come in from. Because I'm like, don't tell me you CGI'd anything of his suit. It's literally just.
I'm not sold that he's the main villain.
You still think it's MODOK?
I don't know if it's MODOK. I just don't think he's going to be the main one.
So wait, are you saying like he'll be like an anti-hero kind of character, or just not the main villain?
Like a background villain.
Are we certain that MODOK is in it? Is that a definite?
No. MODOK was a rumor a while ago. And then they told us that Kang the Conqueror was in it. So then that kind of wiped that away.
I'm just trying to think like who really fits the bill for.
Kang the Conqueror can't be. The reason I don't think he's the main villain is because think about what you were saying. Kang the Conqueror is the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah, I know. I
Does that sound right to you?
Like,
I'm gonna be honest.
He's too big to be the villain in that movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
What happened in Loki in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No. That aspect doesn't make sense. The only reason why it ever made sense to me was the way that they made the where Janet was trapped in. I can't remember what that was called.
The quantum.
Yes, the quantum
realm.
That's not. They didn't do any of that shit in the comics, so they're working it differently, where it's incorporated with time. So I'm like, well, that kind of connects the Kang.
Well, I like to think that the city that was in the quantum realm might be where the TVA.
That's very possible.
That's where it might be,
Right. So that's the only reason, Joel, why in my mind that makes sense. That pairing makes sense because I told you from the get.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying I don't think he's the main villain. Like I don't think Ant-Man and Wasp are gonna beat Kang at the end of this movie.
Oh,
right.
That's what I mean.
For sure. But that's why I said
I agree with that.
No, that's why I said it was just so weird. Like MODOK is so fucking perfect for the style of Ant-Man and Wasp. It's a comedy. Bring in MODOK, science, funny.
Yeah, we got rumors about MODOK, and we got rumors not long ago that Jim Carrey was looked at for fucking MODOK.
Right.
Rumors.
I mean, shit. It doesn't necessarily belong, but I'd even take Arnim Zola as their big bad than Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
If What If is anything to go on, Arnim Zola is pretty busy, but I'm remembering Spidey's Totally Tiny Adventure, one of the annual crossovers from the 90s, which was really fantastic. And he and Ant-Man went up against Psycho Man, who was apparently like taking over the quantum realm. I don't know how that, reflects. I know Psycho Man, I think, is a Fantastic Four villain, but, just throwing a name out there.
Yeah, he is. I thought for the way that Peyton Reed had set up this Ant-Man franchise, it was just tailor-made for MODOK. Like, I thought they were just buying their time till we could get to MODOK.
Sorry. We got finished it finished filming, and we still don't know almost anything about that movie.
Right.
Yep.
But to be fair, I think it's mainly because if it has anything to do with the multiverse, there's so much multiverse story for us to receive between now and 2 years,
it's called, think about it, it's called Quantum Mania. So imagine,
right. So
what
I
does that even mean?
I think if you're Feige, there's no way news comes out until at least after Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Until at least after that. Because remember, Loki comes out before Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we could be seeing Kang or a variant of Kang well before that movie even comes out. So that also...
I would like to see variants of Kang, popping up all over the place. I think that would be really cool.
I think
Are there any more variants, though?
Say it again, Joel.
Are there any variants aside from just Kang at this point? I mean, there could be now, I guess.
Oh, you mean variants of other people?
No, Kang.
Oh, because the way
he put them all together. He eliminated them all basically. He was the last one, and then now Kang is a variant of the one who remains, and now, I guess so, because Kang definitely answered that. To kind of answer my own question, Kang is a variant. So,
and also he did say, "Wait till you see
the others."
The others. So there's more than one. So, Joel, you know what I could actually see? And this actually would be apropos to Ant-Man and the Wasp in the style of that movie, or the style of that franchise. I could see them beating Kang, but that was only a variant. That wasn't actually Kang, the real Kang.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No.
I'm just saying I could see that.
You'll sully his name. Don't do that. Yeah.
I'm just saying I could, because I'm like, where else outside of Loki could those variants pop up at?
There's just a lot they're not telling us. Let's just leave it there.
That is fair. There is a lot they're not telling us. All right. Last thing I want to end on is we got a prologue for Jurassic World Dominion. Is it just me, or did anyone else forget that this movie even existed? Like, this was ever filmed? This ever was happening?
I don't care until the movie comes out.
I heard this movie was filming and then never heard another word about this movie.
There was a trailer with the Fast movie. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was the IMAX. It was like an IMAX trailer, like specific for IMAX or whatever. I don't really care until the movie comes out when it comes to Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm already there for Jurassic Park most of the time. Like I enjoyed the last two movies, so I'm in.
This is the third Chris Pratt movie, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I don't remember if I saw the second one.
I definitely did.
I don't know what happened.
I know I did, but I can also tell you that these movies do blend.
Yeah, I have no recollection of seeing.
Well, one was in the park and one was not. Like that was it.
Well, if you're simplifying it that easily, then that's probably all I remember. Then was that
I remember the first one when like the girl Lena Luthor got like fucking eaten by the giant water thingy.
That big whale.
And then there was the velociraptors saved the like everybody from the big mutant dinosaur.
Yeah.
That I remember.
Blue was the raptor. Yeah.
Right. I don't remember the other one at all.
The other one
was that the one when they were in them little bubble things, or was that the first one too?
No, that was the first one. I mean, there's a scene in the second one that has that, because I think they go back to the island for something. But it's like what happens is that there's like a sale when they're selling dinosaurs at this mansion.
Now I remember. Yes. Okay.
And dinosaurs are kept there and bought and sold there. And then they get loose and shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that one being very forgettable.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah,
that brought back this guy, or at least
Sam Neill, right? Or was it Jeff Goldblum?
No, Jeff Goldblum was back in that second one.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was in court. He was in court for something.
It was in the beginning.
Yeah, that was his scene, that he was in court for something where he was defending the.
I know Sam Neill will be back in the next one.
Are these streaming? Like, can I refresh my memory?
I don't know where. I don't know where if they are.
I can check for you. Jurassic World, right?
Yeah, I don't know where they're streaming if they are. But yeah, this movie is something that I just completely forgot about. So when I saw it, I was just like, oh, okay, I completely forgot. All right, good, coming out.
If you've got Spectrum on demand, otherwise you got to pay $4 for it, and I ain't doing that nonsense.
What kind of shit is that? Unless you have cable.
I do, but I've got Verizon FiOS.
Hold on. Fallen Kingdom was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Kingdom. That name sounds familiar.
Yes. I mean, if you have FX, it's on there.
I do have FX, actually.
FX has movies.
Yeah, they have it apparently.
Has the movies.
So you could on demand it if you're on demand.
Okay. Yeah, I do actually. If my cable decides it wants to work up here, it's just the fucking Verizon is awful. I hope they're watching right now. Fuck you guys.
Well, Verizon, if you are watching, you are my internet provider, so I don't second what Pete's saying.
They're my internet provider too, Juwaan. That's my problem.
I got Comcast as my internet provider.
All right, so that's all we got for you guys. Please make sure you guys stay tuned for our Hawkeye breakdown of the first 2 episodes tomorrow. Also, E-Man has dropped, so please go watch that. Cowboy Bebop. I'm seeing some very misleading hate on that show. Please just watch it. Just watch it and form your own opinion. If you still don't like it, it's not for you, and that's not a problem. But just give it a chance. It's such a good show, and I promise you, it's not lock and step with the anime, but it's as close as anything Netflix has given us from an anime to live action adaptation. It is almost lock and step with that. So please support it because they did a really freaking good job on that live action.
I love the cast too.
It's such a good cast, Joel. It really is. It really is. And it may seem cheesy, but I promise you, the anime is cheesy. They're not pouring it on for the show. Like, oh, I'm overacting. That's kind of how the anime is. And if you guys want to know, Amazon and Netflix have the Cowboy Bebop anime. It's only one season, so you guys don't have to worry about
like
diving.
26 episodes, whatever.
It was very short-lived. It was very short-lived. I don't know why though. I really don't. It had an MA rating, so that might be why.
I don't anime alone, you know.
Yeah, there were some boobies up in Cowboy Bebop.
Nice.
So I remember as a kid, I was just like, it's MA. I don't understand why. Dragon Ball Z's not. And then it's just like, oh,
yeah. Cool. Street Fighter, the animated movie, with MA too. Well,
yes.
What made it MA? What made it?
There was boobies and there was blood.
Yeah. There was a lot of blood, and there was the infamous Chun-Li shower scene.
Oh yeah. That was the best. Wow, okay. She fucked up Vega though.
Yeah, she beat the shit out of him in a towel, no less.
Yeah, she was looking good in that towel.
See, I'll tell you this: Mortal Kombat. If you guys get greenlit for a sequel, which I think there were rumors that you guys might be, you got to hit really hard with that sequel, so we can get shit like Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, stuff like that, Tekken. So we can get
better versions. Like we got them all. We need better versions of them.
Those movies don't exist, Joel. So we can get the first time of all these products in life.
I will always shout them out that they did such a fantastic job. Street Fighter, Assassin's Fist, the fan made. And
yes. Oh my God, it is awesome. So good.
Yes, really good. It's so fucking I got amazing. It on DVD. I really wish I got it on Blu-ray, but I have it on DVD somewhere. Oh, that's so good. They did such a great job on that. The best Street Fighter live action ever,
without question. So damn good.
And they were supposed to do an extension to that with the World Warrior Tournament, but nothing. Till this day, we get nothing. I'm like, come on.
And also, guys, please be very alert. Next week, tickets go on sale for Spider-Man: No Way Home. I promise you, these tickets.
Monday.
Okay, I promise you, tickets will fly.
Yeah,
they will fly. That's why. Joel knows he doesn't even need to ask me. Just reserve the seats. Don't ask shit. Just reserve them.
I'm just letting people know. I'm not even waiting. I'm getting. That's it.
I'm telling you right now. I'm calling my dad tomorrow, and I'm telling him, hey, if you're going, same with you, Pete, and with Joe, we need to reserve them all at once because those seats will go like hotcakes.
I'm gonna just grab something in the city as quickly as I can, like wherever the fuck I can get it. But yeah, same thing. Like opening day, as soon as they're on sale, bang, I'm on.
Gotta go see it. Because I tell you this, if people have already been quote unquote leaking stuff from this movie, picture when the motherfucker comes out.
Yeah,
it would be chaos for those poor people that can't see it.
Can't wait, bro. You can't wait. You gotta.
Yep.
I keep trying to.
That's why I'm so annoyed at the whole British release 2 days early. We got to stay off the internet.
Like I told you, Pete. When that drops over there, the internet is dead to me. It's dead to me until I get to that Thursday. I don't know. I don't even know what the internet is. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so stay tuned, guys. MCR returns tomorrow. You guys are gonna. Oh yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I got a question for Pete. Have you caught up yet?
Well, for Eternals, I'm actually seeing Eternals tomorrow. As a matter of fact.
Have you seen Shang-Chi yet?
I did watch Shang-Chi. Yes.
How did you like it?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was very good. I enjoyed the kung fu. The choreography was absolutely fantastic. I did actually like. There was a couple of scenes. I'm like, it's kind of like a Jackie Chan movie, and lo and behold, it was like one of the same choreographers. I was like, oh shit, that's really cool. And my only complaint goes back to the same shit that I say about a lot of these newer, not just Marvel movies, but a lot of the just superhero movies in general. I do not need a sympathetic villain. I didn't need a Mandarin who was a lovesick schoolboy who just wanted to save his dead wife. I wanted an evil ass Mandarin. And like, yeah, that's cool. Like his dad wasn't that evil, but he's also a fucking hammerhead. Like you're being manipulated by a monster. Come on. That's not the Mandarin to me.
I will never disagree with you on that, but I only accepted it here because they were clearly blending two characters. They were blending his actual father,
right,
and the actual character of the Mandarin. So I only accepted it there. But guys like Killmonger and Thanos, I don't need that from them. But I accepted it here because you couldn't do Fu Manchu, right? So it's like, well, you can't do that. So no, we're clearly not going to do the Mandarin the way that these guys remembered the Mandarin. So we're going to just blend the two and put it out that way. So that's the only reason I accepted it, Pete, or I'd be lock and step with you.
I didn't need the monster fight either at the end. Like that was just like
it was cool, wasn't it? Though
I
had to look that shit up, like the Dweller in Darkness. I was like, oh, there's a real villain.
But time out. The monster isn't what really appealed to me. It was where they went. I'm sorry. It was where the monster came from. The dimension where the monster came from. So I'm like, if you're starting to open up these other worlds, that's dope. That's really dope if we're going to start to get these other worlds.
So you saw the post-credit scenes too?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any
Very intriguing. As to where those things are from,
yes.
I hope. I saw somebody say that maybe it's from a previous Herald of Galactus and it's signaling to Galactus, and I hope that's not the case. Honestly, I think it would just be really cool if the rings were actually dragon rings, and maybe they belong to Fin Fang Foom.
That's what
I think that would be.
That's
pretty
what
cool.
I would love to.
That's what me and Joel were talking about, like immediately. That the rings are like that because if you notice, they're large and they lock on to the size of the wearer's arms. Right. So it's size fits all. So I'm like, I could imagine that these rings were gigantic that fit on Fin Fang Foom's hands.
Right.
And then as they went
on his fingers,
right,
like on his paws,
they're too big for humans, so you have to put them on your wrist.
That's arm braces,
on your arm. So I'm like, I would be okay with that. I would 100% be okay with that. The only reason why I didn't really submit that, Pete, is I'm like, they were making it seem like this is going to be an Avengers threat, and I'm like, to me, I want Fin Fang Foom to only be something Shang-Chi.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
shit.
A little bit. Would you say, Joel? Would you say, Joel?
That just seems weird. Fin Fang Foom is just a Shang-Chi villain.
I just don't. I don't think that needs to be an Avengers level, like an Avengers level threat. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not an Avengers, maybe not for a movie, but he definitely might need some help.
Well, I can see guest starring Wong.
If you want to put if you want to put Wong in there, I don't mind that. I just mean, and again, I could have been looking way too much into it, but to get help to try to figure out what this is from the Avengers, I thought that was their way of saying that these rings could be something that needs us to all come together to either figure out or stop. So that's why my mind, Pete, went immediately to, oh, this is foreshadowing Galactus.
Right.
Like, this is something that the signal doesn't mean, oh, the next Avengers movie, boom, answer. No, this could be something that lingers. And it takes Reed maybe trying to figure out what these rings are or something like that. So I'm like, Galactus is where I went, but Fin Fang Foom would be fucking beautiful.
I know who it is. It's so obvious. I know who it is. 10 rings were made and granted to the race of Chinese, but they were all of them deceived, for another ring was made. The Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring.
I'm like, where's Pete going? And I'm like, I'm glad I waited for that. I waited for that.
I had a feeling.
No, but so ultimately you did enjoy it.
I did.
Okay.
It was a fun flick. I watched it twice. It was good.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to be doing a review this Friday with Joe over on his channel. He's going to be breaking down his thoughts on Eternals. And I'll just say this, because Joe's not here to defend himself. Joe did tell me it's a movie he would never see again.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Eternals.
Okay. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll text you when I get out.
Yeah, so I can't wait to do this podcast with him and his co-host to see what really were their issues, because I think I don't really understand people's issues. Like, I know one of the things people were saying was you didn't flesh out the characters enough. But in the same vein, people keep saying, well, there were too many characters. And I'm like, well, if you're telling me that there's too many people in the movie at any given time, but you didn't flesh them out. That's like a double negative, because the only way to flesh them out is to have these motherfuckers on screen. So it's like, well, you got to pick and choose. One of them has to be your issue. They both can't be.
Did you ever complete your Marvel Legends Eternals
yes.
figures?
No, sorry, no. Ajax doesn't release until December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the last one. Because you would think, oh, Juwaan has 9 of them, so clearly 3 of them completed the set. No, there's 10 of these motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that won't be completed until December. I already got it waiting in Walmart. So yeah, cool. December 1st, I'll have had the completed set.
How about Ghostbusters? You seen that yet?
Not yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon. I'm hearing nothing but good shit though.
Right.
You're not gonna hear any bad shit from me. I'll tell you right now.
Fantastic.
I haven't seen it yet either, Pete. I know Joe's doing a review sometime within like the next week or two, and I'm like, I got family coming over for the holiday.
Yeah, it's tough on the holidays.
Yeah, I don't know when.
I'd like to join in Eternals with you if I can, but I'll let you know. You know,
yeah,
how,
just let me know. He's
goes.
doing it Friday. He's doing it Friday night. I told him I'd free myself up because I know he's been waiting to review this, so I'm like, I don't want him to have to push it. But all right, huge shouts out to JD and Joe. They didn't make it on this episode, but I will make sure they are both back next week. Don't worry, they will both be back next week.
Reprimanded. No, I'm playing.
They will be suspended if they do not show up for. No, I'm showing. But all right, I want to thank Pete and I want to thank Joelle for joining me on this very fun episode of Figure It Out. And I am glad that I put Figure It Out as my background, unlike last time we did it. And I think I had GVN talk for like 30 minutes before I was just like, oh fuck. Like, let me change it. I did it in my interview with Alan Maldonado to where I had something geeky as my background, and his assistant or whatever was just like, "Are you gonna fix your background?" And I'm like, "No, I thought psych would be a perfect background." And she's just like, "That's not your background." I was just like, "Oh shit, sorry." And he was just like, "All right, better, good, psych." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." But all right, thank you guys, and until next week, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat a whole bunch, poop a whole bunch. Fart the entire living room. Use a bidet after you're done. Use a nice.
No promises.
No promises. Go use a bidet, people, if you haven't.
If you haven't, who has one in the U.S. though? God bless you.
If you have one in the U.S., you are just fucking melting money. That is not a cheap thing to have, especially to get someone to come in and install it. Like a bidet. Like, where do you want me to put this?
Word. You can get the toilet seats though. Like, I mean, it's like the next best thing.
That is fair.
They got toilet seats, like, and they're fantastic. Trust me.
Look, people, they're not paying.
You know.
They're not paying us. They should. They should. We endorse you. But all right, guys. Till next time. Peace.
Salud, everybody.